I'd like to welcome everybody who's joining us for this DataMaster CTXMLS webinar. My name is Bo with DataMaster. We'll be starting promptly at the top of the hour. I'd like to welcome everybody to this DataMaster and CTXMLS launch webinar. My name is Bo with DataMaster, and I'm excited to show you the new features of how DataMaster can help appraisers that are moving data in the CTXMLS and doing appraisals there, how DataMaster can help them save a bunch of time and keep those reports super accurate. I'd like to start with a little housekeeping items here. If nobody can hear me, there's a chat feature that you can type something in if you have questions or need some information of any kind. What I'm going to do is maybe take 6 or 7 minutes and show a brief demo of DataMaster and what it can do, field any questions that anybody might have. But really, I'm just going to show how DataMaster works, how DataMaster moves the data for those local appraisers. So DataMaster is a middleware that sits between your MLS data, your public records data, and ultimately your form software of moving your information into your form software. DataMaster works equally well with whatever form software you may use. Whether you use Alamode, ACI, Bradford, SFREP, DataMaster works equally well with that. Here at DataMaster, we are built and set up by appraisers. Our president is actually a 43-year appraiser who's still appraising. And so you'll notice that these nuances that you see with DataMaster really have an appraiser's edge and eye in mind. I'd like to jump right in and tell you and show you DataMaster. Here's the 10-second version of what DataMaster can do. DataMaster will move your MLS data, your public records data, over to your form software, type it in, and save you a bunch of time. I'm talking about your subject, the comps you select, and also your market conditions information. You'll get a report in the mail that says go appraise 1234 North Main Street. You'd set that up in your form software. You'd then come here to DataMaster and tell DataMaster what kind of report you're working on. Is that report a 1004? Is it a condo? Is it a multifamily, a GPAR, RVS desktop, whatever it might be? I'm going to go ahead and do a 1004 for this specific demo that I'm doing here. So I'm matching it up here in DataMaster with what I'm moving it to in my form software. I'll then go up to my subject in the top left, and I will tell DataMaster about my subject property. I can give it the address for my subject property. It'll run out to MLS and public records and grab that. If I have a tax ID number or an APN number, it'll do the same. If I have an MLS number for this property, it'll run out and get it. I've thrown an MLS number in, hit search, and that'll grab that data and deliver it right here in DataMaster. So here's my subject property. In a couple of moments, I'm going to move this out of DataMaster over to my form software by hitting a send button up top. Next step, I want to bring in some comparables. DataMaster does not choose comparables for you. It just simply moves the comparables that you find as the professional appraiser. So I've got a search set up here in my MLS. I've gone in, I'm looking for properties, I'll set up a search. As I find the comparables that I want to use, I just simply check the buttons of all the comps that I want to use. And forgive me for being random, I'm just grabbing some here. I will then hit an export button, and the data will transfer out of the MLS into DataMaster for me. And here it is. I've got my subject now and my comparables side by side. This is in DataMaster. In a few moments, I'll move it into my form software. While this data is in the grid, you can save some more time by using a couple of features of DataMaster. Notice how the data is typed in down below and is ready to be transferred over to your form software. If I'm looking at this information, right around comp 1 and around each of the comps, DataMaster can save the appraiser another 5 or 10 minutes on each comp. If you notice this deeds button, we can click that deeds button. DataMaster will present the listing history and also the prior sales deeds on this property. If I check a prior sales deed, it will add it to the bottom of my report for me. So if I go to the bottom of comp 1, there's that prior sales deed added to the report. If I want to see what condition any of these properties are in, I can click the photo, and DataMaster will present the MLS photos for me. I can look through and see what quality and condition the property's in, what materials they've used. I can then scroll down just a touch, and I'm able to read the public remarks, look at the photos, and give it a quality and a condition rating, whatever I determine it to be, and it'll throw that in the grid for me right here. And how I did that is I just simply went in to click on the photo. I was able to look through the photos, see what was going on in the property, see what was happening, see what materials they've used, read the public remarks, give it a quality and a condition rating, and it'll throw that info into the grid for me, however I rate that property. If I want to see where this property is located, there's a map button at the bottom of each comparable. I can hit a map button and DataMaster will give me an aerial view and also a street side view where I can zoom in and zoom out, see where the property is located, look up and down the street, see what's going on, see where everything's supposed to be. I can then give it a location and a view. I'm going to call it neutral residential. And when I hit save, it'll actually throw that in the grid for me. I'm now going to bring in some market conditions properties. So with DataMaster here, for those that still need a market conditions report, you would jump back out to your MLS like you do each day and set up a market conditions search. So put in your parameters, solds, active, pendings, go back a year, whatever you do that. Once you've narrowed it down to the properties you want to use, you just simply check the box of all the properties that you want to move in. And this data will then transfer, once I hit export, over to my market conditions report. I'll drop that information in, and it'll fill out that market conditions report for me right here. Puts my current to 3-month properties in their proper column, my prior 4 to 6 in theirs. The same with the 7 to 12 month. DataMaster does not make decisions for you, so you'll have to mark those overall trends. It will help you write the paragraphs though. These paragraphs are written down below with the live data up top. If you have added a couple more properties, it will recalibrate. If you throw a few out, it'll rewrite those paragraphs accordingly. DataMaster will also give you a graphical representation of your market if you'd like to supply graphs and show that information in different trends. It gives you summary information on the property or the market that you just brought in, where you can see how many properties were in my search, my sales price to list price ratio, my average price per square foot, the means, the medians, the modes for my price points. Over to the far right, I can get my transaction terms. On this one, 49.6006% were conventional loans. Down at the very bottom, I've also got some trending data of what's happening over a year on my property right there. Here's the real magic, though, for appraisers. Appraisers, you guys know how long it takes you to type data in and to make sure that everything looks good. You want to move this data out of DataMaster now by simply hitting this review and send button up top, and it's now going to move it over to my form software, and in just a couple of seconds type it in. So this was a blank report. It moved in my subject, types in my first 7 or 8 lines. If this property had tax data, census tract, or HOA, it picks that up. Also, you'll notice how it brings in my listing property. This property was listed, throws that in there. Here's my 1-unit housing. Down below this, I've got my comps grid. So here's my top 2 lines of my page 2 brought over from my market conditions report. Here's my subject typed in, my comps typed in, comp 1, comp 2, comp 3, prior sales deed that I threw in down below. Here's my additional comps 4, 5, and 6 typed over and put in the grid. Here's that market conditions report brought in, filled out for you, paragraphs written. Also, just waiting the appraiser's eye to mark the overall trends. DataMaster will bring in graphs and so forth if you like those, and a subject photo for each of your comparables, so you can quickly identify the property, drag and drop your photo over the top of it. It'll fill out the side data and so forth if you're using Alamode or other softwares that have that at the side. But in a quick recap, DataMaster for the appraiser moves your data. You make all the decisions. You still go into your MLS and your public records and make determinations on the best comps. Once you've selected those, DataMaster will transfer those into your form software, put them in the proper format, have that data customized, and allow you in a couple of minutes to have your subject, comps, and MC data sitting in your forms, ready for you to sit down and make $400 or $500 on that report in just a couple of minutes. Again, we don't make decisions for you. We just move your choices. Most appraisers tell me that DataMaster takes 2 or 3 reports to learn, and after that, they start saving an hour plus on each report. DataMaster is simple to download and to use. If you notice this icon at the bottom of your screen, this is DataMaster. And it's a simple download that takes 5 minutes to put on your desktop, your laptop, whatever your workstation is. And it fits right between your MLS and your form software. We as a company set up a time with a trainer who will go through and show you how to use DataMaster on some live reports. They take as much time as you need with them, but usually it takes 25 or 30 minutes, and they run through a couple reports with you where you bring in the subject you're working on, the comps you want to bring in, the market data, send it over to your form software, it types it in for you. They ask you if you have another report to do, and that quick again, you grab your subject, you grab your comps, you grab your market data, and it moves that data into your form software. And appraisers, you guys know that that's usually a lot of time consuming. It could be 30 minutes to an hour and a half of typing that it takes you to move that data, and DataMaster eliminates that immediately, lets you spend your time and your valuable eye giving value to properties instead of being a data entry clerk. For those of you that haven't seen DataMaster before and would be interested in trying it, we offer a special here today. But first, I'd like to talk about DataMaster pricing. DataMaster is no long-term contract. It's only month to month. And there's 2 features. We have an unlimited version of DataMaster, which is $89 a month. You can push as many reports through it as you can do in that time. We also have a pay-per-use option, which is $6 per report. So depending on what your volume is as an appraiser, if you're doing 15 or more appraisals in a month, unlimited is the way to go. If you're doing under 14, that $6 per report is the way to go. On this demo, because of the nice folks at CTXMLS, we've actually set up a special where you can get DataMaster for your first 3 months at $49, half price of the unlimited. And we honor that $49 pricing, like I said, for the first 3 months. I'm going to give you my contact info if you have any questions or might want to see something or just try DataMaster for yourself. My name is Bo, and my direct phone number here is 801-335-6768, 801-335-6768. My email is Bo, and it's a unique spelling of Bo, B-E-A-U, at datamasterusa.com. That's BEAU at datamasterusa.com. Look forward to fielding any questions that you might have, getting you signed up on DataMaster and saving a bunch of time. Please give us a call. We look forward to helping you soon. Thank you for attending our webinar.